Hello Nmms aspirants, welcome to Tej Academy. I am Shubha and in today's session we will be solving some important questions from class 7 chapter, that is Respiration in Organisms. We have launched Nmms 2025 test series in our Tej Academy app, which you can download from Google Play Store. By enrolling into this batch, you will be provided with chapter-based tests, mock test, and your instant results will be uploaded, through which you can analyze your performance and practice like a real exam. For further information, please contact our WhatsApp number. So in today's session, through solving questions, we will be revising the concepts of breathing and respiration, human respiratory system, then about the respiratory organs in other animals. So we'll get started with our first question. Why do all living organisms respire? First of all, what is respiration? Is respiration same as that of breathing? We'll understand that. Respiration, it is the breakdown of food. Breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen to obtain energy. Whereas breathing is inhalation and exhalation of air. So you can say breathing is a part of respiration because through breathing we'll provide oxygen for the breakdown of food. But respiration and breathing are not same. So why do living organisms respire? To get energy from food. This is our right answer. Second question. Which of the following correctly differentiates breathing from respiration? Just now we have discussed about it. We'll see. Breathing and respiration are the same processes. Are they same? No. So this is wrong. Breathing happens in the stomach while respiration happens in lungs. This is also wrong. Breathing releases energy while respiration only takes in air. This is also wrong. Next, breathing is the intake and release of air while respiration is the breakdown of food in the cells to release energy. So this is our right option. What is cellular respiration and where does it take place? We know that respiration is something that breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen to obtain energy. Here they are asking about cellular respiration and where does it take place? Let's see. It is the process of breathing air in and out. This is also wrong. It is talking about respiration, not breathing. It is the breakdown of food in the cells with the help of oxygen to release energy. So this is right about cellular respiration. We'll see where does it take place. It takes place in all the cells of organisms. Cellular respiration takes place in every cell of the organism. So our right option is option number 2. Fourth question. What are the products other than energy when glucose breaks down with and without oxygen? Here they are asking us what products are obtained when glucose will be broken down in the presence of oxygen and in the absence of oxygen. You have to remember, glucose in the presence of oxygen, it will be broken down into carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy. Glucose in absence of oxygen, it will be broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This you have to remember, the products. And this we will call it as in the presence of oxygen if the food is breaking down. This we will call it as aerobic respiration. And the breakdown of food occurs in the absence of oxygen. This we will call it as anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in most of the organisms. Example for anaerobic respiration is yeast. Yeast are the single-celled fungi in which a anaerobic respiration takes place. So here they are asking the products other than energy when glucose is broken down. With first will find with oxygen it will be broken down into lactic acid. No, this is wrong. With oxygen, alcohol and carbon dioxide. This is also wrong. With oxygen, glucose will break down into carbon dioxide and water. This is right. And without oxygen, glucose will be broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So this is our right option. Fifth question. Why do human muscles produce lactic acid during heavy exercise? When we do heavy exercise or more physical activities, the oxygen for us to respire will be limited in our atmosphere. During that time, glucose in our muscles, only during this heavy exercise or more physical activities is done, glucose will be broken down into lactic acid. Lactic acid and energy will be released. This will occur in the absence of oxygen. Absence of oxygen. Hence, during heavy exercise time, lactic acid is produced because oxygen is limited. Partial breakdown of glucose will form lactic acid. Due to this accumulation of lactic acid, we will get muscle cramps. When the sufficient amount of oxygen is respired, this partially broken down lactic acid will again form carbon dioxide and water. Next question. What is inhalation, exhalation and breathing rate? We'll see. Inhalation means taking in air. This is right. Taking in air is called as inhalation. Then exhalation is giving out air. This is also right. What is this breathing rate? One inhalation plus one exhalation will constitute one breath. Okay. One inhalation and one exhalation will constitute one breath. So, such number of breaths per minute will call it as breathing rate. So, this is our right option. Why do we breathe heavily after holding our breath for some time? Sometimes we do play some games or some activities where we'll stop breathing, we'll hold our breath inside lungs only. When we finally breathe out, we'll breathe heavily because carbon dioxide will be accumulated inside and we have to remove that extra carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen again. So, why do we breathe heavily? Because the body needs more oxygen and extra carbon dioxide should be removed. This is our right answer. Next question, match the following. Here they have given some situation. We have to match what happens during the situation. We'll see the first one. Faster breathing during exercise. We breathe fastly during exercise. Why? To supply more oxygen to cells. When we are doing heavy work, more oxygen should be supplied to our cells. So for A, 1 is the right match. Feeling hungry after physical activity. This will show what when we do heavy physical activity, our energy will be consumed. Hence, we need to obtain energy again by eating food. This shows need for more food. For option B, 2 is the right match. Yawning when sleepy. When do we feel sleepy? When we feel tired. When we are tired, sufficient amount of oxygen is not inhaled. So in those times, we will yawn to get enough oxygen into our body. To get enough oxygen when we are sleepy or drowsy. So correct option is 3. This is the right option. Next, what is the correct path of air when we breathe? They are asking the correct path of air when we breathe. How do we breathe? We'll first take the air through our nose. Nose or nostrils. We'll see here. Here is nostrils. Nasal cavity is also there. After we inhale through nostrils, it will move into nasal cavity. After nasal cavity, it will reach lungs through this windpipe. So this is our right option. See here. We'll inhale oxygen or air through nostrils, then air moves into nasal cavity, then through windpipe it will reach our lungs. This is the path of air when we inhale. Next question. What movements occur during inhalation and exhalation? This question is based on the mechanism of breathing. They are asking what are the movements that occur during inhalation and exhalation. You have to remember, when we breathe, mainly the movement of organs called ribs and diaphragm takes place. These will move during breathing. How do they move? How does the movements occur? We'll see. See here. During inhalation, the ribs will move outwards and upwards, and this diaphragm will move down. These ribs will move outwards and upwards, and diaphragm will move down. Hence, more space in chest cavity will be created for the air to accumulate. This is in inhalation. During exhalation, the ribs will move back. That is, ribs will be moved outwards. No, during inhalation, they will again come inwards and downwards. And this diaphragm was downwards during inhalation. They will again expand back. This will decrease the space inside chest cavity. This will force the air to go out through exhalation. So what will be our answer? During inhalation, ribs will move upwards and outwards. Yes, ribs will move upwards and outwards, and the diaphragm will move down. Hence, more space in the chest will be created for the accumulation of air. This is right. Then, exhalation. During exhalation, ribs will move down and inward, and the diaphragm will move upside. This will decrease the chest cavity, hence forces the air to go out. These are the movements occurring during inhalation and exhalation. When we breathe out, do we exhale only carbon dioxide or something else too? This you have to remember. When you inhale or exhale, you will not only inhale oxygen or you will not only exhale carbon dioxide. You will exhale some mixture of gases along with carbon dioxide. We'll see the option. Only carbon dioxide. This is wrong. A mixture of gases like carbon dioxide, some amount of oxygen and water vapor from the lungs. So this is our right option. 12th question. What happens when exhaled air is passed through lime water? When we exhale, we'll produce carbon dioxide. What? Carbon dioxide. When this carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, some chemical reaction will occur, and this lime water, it turns milky. So our right option is lime water turns milky. Next question. Do cockroaches, snails, fish, earthworms, ants, and mosquitoes have lungs like humans? They are asking, does these organisms have lungs for respiration? Humans have lungs, but these organisms do not have lungs. They have some different structures for their respiration. Hence our option is no, they have different organs for breathing. This is our right option. Now we will see about those different respiratory organs in these organisms. Next question says, fill in the blanks with the correct respiratory organs. First, in earthworms, gas exchange occurs through. This you have to remember. In earthworm, gaseous exchange occurs through its skin. Okay, next, fishes. In fishes, respiration occurs through specialized structures called gills. In insects, respiration occurs through what? Trachea. These are the different structures through which respiration occurs in these organisms. We'll see the right matched. We have for A, it should be skin. Here we have for A, skin, then fishes, gills, and insects, trachea. This is our right option. How do insects breathe and remove carbon dioxide from their bodies? Just now we have learned. They have trachea or tracheal tubes. And one more structure, they have spiracles. Spiracles are the openings on the sides of their body through which oxygen will enter the trachea. Through trachea, oxygen will be transported into different organs of the insect bodies. In the same way, carbon dioxide will move into trachea. From trachea, they will be exhaled out through spiracles. Hence, insects will remove carbon dioxide through tracheal tubes and spiracles. Here we have through spiracles and tracheal tubes. This is our right option. Next question. Why do whales and dolphins often come to the water surface and releases a sprout of water? How do aquatic organisms respire? Through gills. They will respire the dissolved oxygen from water. But some organisms like whales, dolphins, they cannot get sufficient amount of oxygen from this dissolved oxygen. Hence, they will come out of the water surface, takes air and moves in. Why? To play and have fun? No. To cool their bodies? No. To drink water? No. To breathe in oxygen from air. This is our right option. How do gills help fish to breathe in water? We know that gills are the structures through which fishes will respire. But how? Gills have many blood vessels that absorb dissolved oxygen from water. Yes, gills have many blood vessels through which this absorption of dissolved oxygen takes place. This is our right option. How do plants breathe and get the oxygen they need for survival? Plants also respire to carry out its life processes. Here they are asking how does it carry out. We know about stomata. What are stomata? These are the tiny pores present in leaves. They help for gaseous exchange. In the same way, in root, suppose this is root, there will be some soil particles, right, like this. And there is some intercellular spaces. Through this air spaces, root will absorb oxygen and produce energy. So, in plants, gaseous exchange will occur through stomata and the air spaces in roots. Our right option is only through their flowers. No. Through leaves, that is through stomata, and roots from air spaces in the soil. This is our right option. What would happen if a potted plant is overwatered? When the potted plant is overwatered, there will be more amount of water and the sufficient amount of oxygen cannot be absorbed by the roots. Hence, the plant may rot. It may rot and die. And also, in that situation, that environment will allow some microbes to grow. They are fungi. Either they may rot or some fungal growth can occur and cause disease in that plant. The plant will grow faster? No. Leaves turns dark green? No. The plant will produce more flowers. This is also wrong. Roots will get less oxygen and they may rot. This is our right option. Our last question is here. What is the normal range of breathing rate per minute in an average adult person at rest? You know what is breathing rate? We know, right? One inhalation plus one exhalation, it causes one breath. Okay. How many such breaths we will take in 1 minute? In 1 minute, that we will call it as breathing rate. Here they are asking what is the normal range of that breathing range in adult person during rest. It is 15 to 18. During heavy exercise, it may also lead up to 25. To practice such more questions, please download our Tej Academy app and get enrolled to our Nmms test series, where you will be provided with chapter-based tests, mock tests, instant results will be given through which you can analyze your performance and practice like a real exam. So this was about today's session of respiration in organisms. Thank you and happy learning.